Estimating the square foot price for large custom homes involves considering several factors. Firstly, location plays a crucial role. Costs fluctuate significantly based on the region and the specific area where the home is being constructed. For example, construction costs in New Jersey will differ from those in other states due to variations in labor rates, material availability, and local regulations. Secondly, size and complexity are important. Larger homes and those with intricate designs typically have higher square foot prices. A complex design requires more specialized labor and potentially more expensive materials. Thirdly, materials and finishes have a substantial impact. The quality and cost of materials and finishes, such as custom millwork, stonework, and appliances, can greatly influence the square foot price. High-end finishes will drive up the cost per square foot. Fourthly, labor costs must be taken into account. Labor rates vary based on the availability and skill level of local contractors. Areas with a higher demand for skilled labor may have higher labor costs, increasing the overall square foot price. As a general guideline for large custom homes in the United States, you can anticipate the following price ranges. For lower-end homes, the price typically falls between $200 and $350 per square foot. These homes generally feature standard materials and finishes with simpler designs. For mid-range homes, expect to pay between $350 and $500 per square foot. These homes often include upgraded materials and finishes with more customized designs. For high-end homes, the costs can range from $500 to over $800 per square foot. These homes boast premium materials, custom designs, and high-end finishes. It's important to remember that these figures are rough estimates. The actual square foot price can be higher or lower depending on the specific factors previously mentioned. To ensure an accurate bid, it's strongly advised to consult with experienced contractors and architects in your area. They can provide detailed estimates based on the unique requirements and conditions of your project. This will provide a more precise understanding of what the expected square foot price should be for your custom home in New Jersey. For instance, consider a scenario where you're bidding on a 5,000 square foot custom home in a high-cost area of New Jersey. If the client desires high-end finishes and a complex design, you might estimate a square foot price closer to the $800 plus range. Conversely, if the home is in a more affordable area with simpler designs and standard finishes, you might estimate closer to the $350 per square foot range. Obtaining multiple bids from subcontractors is crucial for accurate cost estimation. Different subcontractors will have varying rates for labor and materials. Gathering several bids for each trade allows you to choose the most competitive and reliable options, which can significantly impact your overall square foot price. Detailed specifications are necessary for accurate bidding. Provide clear and comprehensive specifications for all materials, finishes, and design elements. This will ensure that all contractors are bidding on the same scope of work, minimizing the risk of misunderstandings and cost overruns. Contingency planning is also crucial. It's always wise to include a contingency buffer in your bid to account for unexpected issues or price increases. A contingency of 5 to 10% of the total project cost is generally recommended. Value engineering can also help. Explore opportunities to reduce costs without compromising quality. This could involve suggesting alternative materials or construction methods that achieve the same aesthetic and functional goals at a lower price. Market research is essential for staying competitive. Stay informed about current market conditions, including material prices, labor rates, and demand for custom homes in your area. This will help you adjust your pricing accordingly and remain competitive while still ensuring profitability. For example, if lumber prices are rising, you'll need to factor that into your estimate. Similarly, if there's a high demand for custom homes, you might be able to command a slightly higher square foot price. Understand local building codes and regulations. Familiarize yourself with all applicable building codes and regulations in the area where the home will be constructed. This will help you avoid costly delays and rework due to non-compliance. For instance, New Jersey has specific energy efficiency requirements that must be met. Accurately estimating the cost of permits and fees is also essential. Obtain detailed information about all required permits and fees from local authorities. These costs can vary significantly depending on the location and the scope of the project. Understanding financing options is important. Be prepared to discuss financing options with your clients. Many custom home projects are financed through construction loans, so it's helpful to have a basic understanding of the lending process. Also, consider the impact of energy efficiency. Incorporating energy-efficient features into the home design can increase the initial cost, but can also lead to significant long-term savings on utility bills. These features can also make the home more attractive to environmentally conscious buyers. Proper scheduling is key. Develop a realistic construction schedule and factor in potential delays due to weather, material availability, or other unforeseen circumstances. Delays can significantly increase costs, so it's important to plan ahead. Communication is paramount. Maintain open and frequent communication with your clients, subcontractors, and suppliers throughout the project. This will help to avoid misunderstandings and ensure that everyone is on the same page. Insurance is also a crucial aspect. Ensure that you have adequate insurance coverage to protect yourself against liability in case of accidents or property damage during construction. Moreover, consider site conditions. Evaluate the site conditions carefully before preparing your bid. Factors such as soil type, topography, and access can all impact construction costs. For example, if the site requires extensive excavation or grading, this will add to the overall cost. Managing waste effectively is also important. Develop a plan for managing construction waste and recycling materials whenever possible. This can not only reduce disposal costs but also contribute to a more sustainable building process. Proper documentation is essential. Keep detailed records of all costs, contracts, and change orders. This will help you track your progress and ensure that you are paid fairly for your work. Finally, learn from experience. After each project, take the time to review your bidding process and identify areas for improvement. This will help you refine your estimating skills and become more successful at bidding on large custom homes in the future. For example, track the actual costs versus your estimated costs to identify any consistent discrepancies. This could reveal that you are consistently underestimating the cost of a particular trade or material. Also, analyze your successful bids versus your unsuccessful bids to identify any patterns. This could reveal that you are more successful bidding on certain types of projects or in certain locations. In addition to these general guidelines, it's also helpful to develop a detailed cost breakdown for each project. This involves breaking down the project into smaller tasks and estimating the cost of labor, materials, and equipment for each task. This level of detail can help you identify potential cost savings and ensure that your bid is as accurate as possible. Consider using estimating software. There are many software programs available that can help you estimate construction costs more accurately. These programs typically include databases of material prices and labor rates, and they can also help you track your costs and manage your budget. Also, stay up to date on the latest trends and technologies in the construction industry. New technologies, such as 3D printing and prefabrication, can potentially reduce construction costs and improve efficiency. Finally, don't be afraid to ask for help. If you're new to bidding on large custom homes, it's helpful to seek advice from experienced contractors, architects, and other professionals. They can provide valuable insights and guidance that can help you succeed. For instance, attending industry events and networking with other professionals can provide opportunities to learn from their experiences and gain valuable insights. Consider joining a professional organization such as the National Association of Home Builders, which can provide access to resources, training, and networking opportunities. Furthermore, remember that building relationships with subcontractors and suppliers is crucial. Developing strong relationships with reliable subcontractors and suppliers can help you secure competitive pricing and ensure that your projects are completed on time and within budget. This could involve negotiating long-term contracts with suppliers or offering incentives to subcontractors for completing work ahead of schedule. Also, consider the impact of inflation on construction costs. Construction costs have been rising steadily in recent years due to inflation and supply chain disruptions. It's important to factor these factors into your estimates and to adjust your pricing accordingly. This might involve using escalation clauses in your contracts to protect yourself from rising costs. Moreover, consider the environmental impact of your construction projects. Sustainable building practices are becoming increasingly important, and many clients are willing to pay a premium for environmentally friendly homes. Incorporating sustainable features into your designs, such as solar panels, rainwater harvesting systems, and energy-efficient appliances, can not only reduce the environmental impact of your projects but also make them more attractive to potential buyers. In addition to these factors, it's also important to consider the specific needs and preferences of your clients. Every client is different, and it's important to tailor your designs and estimates to meet their unique requirements. This could involve spending extra time getting to know your clients, understanding their lifestyles, and asking them detailed questions about their vision for their dream home. By taking the time to understand your clients' needs, you can create a home that they will love for years to come.